you gorgeous, magnificent, primal beasts, animals, blah blah blah. You know the drill, folks, by this point. My name is Anima, and today we actually have a post-commentated match for the PCL. That's the Pokemon Champions League that is run by myself and Dynamic Kush. If you ask me, he's the brains of the outfit. He actually came up with the league. I'm kind of just sort of helping him, really. We are partners in crime for the situation. Anyway, this is the match of the week. Kush and I both select a match from the PCL, and we post-commentate it just to publicize it for you guys, as not everybody that participates in the PCL is a PokeTuber, and we just like to showcase the matches. So just explaining that so you guys know what's going on. But yeah, this is a match from the PCL. I really do hope you enjoy it. This is between Ellis and Dan, otherwise known as Gearhart. And this was a very good match, resulting in an extremely close finish. So, folks, yeah, I do hope you enjoy it. Pretty much a mixed tier situation. A maximum of two OU Pokemon are allowed on each team. So let's hit play, and you guys are gonna see precisely what transpired. I don't know why I decided to volley off into a weird accent. So Daniel, otherwise known as Gearhart, is going to lead with something very mysterious. Leads with Linear, the Thunderous T, as Ellis leads with Rampant. Rampant Rabbit, the Azumarill. So this is not a good matchup for Ellis, so he's going to make the switch into Fanny Puss, who's going to exert some goddamn pressure on this Thunderous T, going straight for the T-Bolt, not wanting to predict this early on in the game, and it does an absolutely negligible amount of damage to the Raikou. We don't really see an item, folks, so keep that in mind for now. And yes, Gearhart is going to switch into Jaded, presumably specially defensive from how he is bringing it out against a Raikou. The Hidden Power Ice coming through there. No crazy predictions this early on in the game. People are just kind of trying to soften each other up first and sort of see what everybody's brought to the table here. So Gearhart's going to switch into Hitmonchan, who doesn't takes this Volt Switch pretty damn well, but the Hitmons in general have good special defense. So there's the Volt Switch going out into Tiny Feet, which is an adorable nickname, honestly, it really is. And Gearhart is going to switch into Fury in response to that intimidating Tiny Feet, but it doesn't work because the Hyper Cutter, running Hyper Cutter instead of Immunity, which is very interesting indeed. So the knockoff is there. Fury is going to take that knockoff like a boss, obviously. It's not really meant to be doing the damage at this point, it's just meant to get rid of the items. So we do see the Choice Band, and both players here are going to switch out now. Ellis is going to send in Raikou as Gearhart sends in Shoddy P. This is a terrible matchup for Shoddy P. I'm not completely sure if Ellis predicted that. If so, well bloody done, because that was pretty crazy. And yeah, so out comes Jaded. The Sableye on Gearhart's side of the field, taking another Hidden Power. Ellis still too paranoid to go for the Electric type move straight off the bat because of the Ground type and the Thunderous. But now he's going to go for the T-Bolt, and Jaded is actually going to take that right on the nose. It's not even a two-hit KO. Going for the Hidden Power again, trying to catch that switch, trying to catch the Ground or Electric types that are going to be coming in. The Ground Flying and the Electric Flying, actually. But the knockoff happens, and we are going to see the Assault Vest there, which would explain why Raikou took a base 140 special attack T-Bolt from a Thunderous T. So Jaded is actually going to stay in on Rampant, going to go for the Will-O-Wisp just to disable Rampant from doing any weird shit and crazy shenanigans. And Rampant is going to go for the Play Rough. Now, bear in mind, this is a burnt Azumarill and a berry that weakens fairy type moves there, and it still does so much damage, but Gearhart anticipated this situation, just really wanted to get the burn on the Azumarill, just wanted to survive anything this did. So honestly, this is good preparation on Gearhart's behalf. The Play Rough is going to do negligible damage to Kite, and we're going to see right now that Kite doesn't actually have the Poison Heal, which is very interesting. I am really curious about Kite's spread and Kite's situation. So Gearhart makes a great prediction here, goes to the Toxic. It's great because the Azumarill was burnt, so he was already going for a status move on something that was already statused, as Feathers comes out here. So Feathers is going to go for the Taunt. Ellis possibly predicting an EQ, switching in Feathers into that, but it goes to the Taunt just in case this thing is going to do any stalling shenanigans. And yeah, there's the U-turn, doing quite a lot of damage, all things considered. But, you know, Archeops is very frail, so it's not that surprising that it did the damage it did. So there's the toxic damage popping, getting dangerously close to defeatist range, as out comes the Sableye. Now, Ellis is going to go straight for the Head Smash, and that's actually going to take out Jaded. I'm not completely sure what was going on there. I do believe that Gearhart was predicting Ellis to switch, wanting to preserve the Feathers before the defeatist would kick in. So Gearhart most likely went for the knockoff there. So out comes Hitmonchan, ready to do a Mach Punch, which would be a neutral hit and would definitely take out Feathers there. But out comes Katie and Me, which is a really sweet nickname, the Cresselia. Gonna take the Mach Punch to the face and not even give a single shit about that situation, to be honest. And Hitmonchan really doesn't want to be here. It's a Cresselia. Cresselia's bulk is absolutely insane. It can't be stated enough. It really, really can't. And yeah, so Fury is going to come out and get the really important Intimidate out on the obviously Giga Impact Cresselia right now. So yeah, Ellis is going to go for the Calm Mind, and I'm going to presume this is a max defense, max HP Cresselia with the Calm Mind just to boost the special defenses there. And we're going to be seeing the Psyshock, which is actually going to do, you know, it's decent damage, but not a crazy amount. But this Crunch is going to do even less, so that's just, honestly, that's insane. That's what leads me to believe this thing is max defense, although I'm really not that sure. But yeah, we're going to be seeing the Psyshock again, the second Psyshock, putting Fury closer and closer to KO range. There's the next Crunch. Gearhart at this point is just trying to deal as much damage to the Cresselia as possible, trying to disable this huge threat before it Calm Minds and Moonlights and all kinds of crazy, horrible Cresselia things. But there's the third Psyshock, and down goes Fury! Fury, the Grand Ball getting taken out too soon. I love Grand Ball so much. Thank you for drafting a Grand Ball. Thank you so much. It's seriously just a beautiful Pokemon. But out comes Linear, and Linear is going to go for the Dark Pulse now. And that's going to do a decent-ish amount of damage, but with the +1 in the special defense, Katie and I, if you're extremely pedantic, is going to take that just fine. So there's the next Dark Pulse. And that's going to put Katie and me at a very dodgy 19 HP. Flinching twice in a row. The luck right now is absolutely unbelievable. So Katie and me is going to switch out. Ellis is choosing to preserve this Pokemon, knowing that he can heal later on with a Moonlight. And there's the next Dark Pulse. Going into Rampant to take the Dark Pulse just fine. I mean, I believe at this point Ellis considers Cresselia more useful than Rampant, who is burnt, so it doesn't really matter that much. Going for the Aqua Jet just for damage, and it does a surprising amount of damage. Azumarill is just really, really powerful. It's just such a powerful Pokemon. But there's the Volt Switch, which is unfortunately for Gearhart going to give Ellis the Switch initiative on Shoddy P, the Empoleon. So nice and shiny and beautiful and blue, and oh my goodness. But out comes Charizard, very appropriately named, very creative nicknames on this side of the field. Very creative nicknames in general, you know. But out comes Kite, correctly suspecting that this was a Charizard X. So Charizard is going to Mega Evolve, getting those beautiful, beautiful, weird little tassel things. I don't really know what to call them. And going for the Dragon Dance, getting a +1/+1 with the speed and attack, of course. Goes for the Dragon Claw. We're going to see how well Kite takes this. Honestly, very well. Honestly, very well. Gliscor is an extremely physically bulky Pokemon indeed. We're going to see the Toxic here, putting Charizard on a timer because you can't afford to fuck around with this massive beast. You really, really can't. Just in case this thing wants to set up even more and destroy everything else in the world. So the second Dragon Claw is going to take out Kite, but we had 2 iterations of Rocky Helmet damage as well as stage 2 of Toxic making an appearance here, putting Charizard at 85 HP. Out comes Hitmonchan, who is going to punch this thing in the head. And it's going to come just shy of taking it out. Hitmonchan's going to lose some HP to the Life Orb Recall, and Charizard's just going to take it out with the Dragon Claw. Oh god, the humanity. And Hitmonchan is going to faint. But Charizard, thanks to the Toxic, is going to faint as well. So this is a blind switch for both players. Yes, could definitely determine the outcome of the game. Indeed, it could indeed. So out comes Fannypuss the Raikou. Fannypuss. And Shoddy P is going to make an appearance again here. And this obviously isn't a good match for Shoddy P, but Ellis makes a prediction, goes for the Shadow Ball, and Gearhart makes a great play, staying in on the Raikou, opting to go for the Scald instead. And that little predicting the prediction there is going to allow Shoddy P to survive and take out the Raikou with the next Scald. So we're seeing some good predictions. We've got some really good players in the league, honestly, folks. It's really good. It's very good. Very competitive people. Very intelligent people making these calculated decisions. So Katie and me is going to make an appearance right now, and is going to go for the Moonlight as Linear comes out. Gearhart does not want to mess around with this thing, wants to definitely just destroy it with the Dark Pulse. But the Moonlight is going to put Cresselia at a really, really good amount of HP. This thing's ability to recover, to stall is absolutely ridiculous. Yes, so Linear is going to go for the Dark Pulse. And Katie and me is going to go for the Calm Mind, and it's a little too late, unfortunately. We're going to see the +1/+1, but it's not really going to matter because it's already in range of another Dark Pulse. Linear is putting in so much work. Thunderous T is such a powerful Pokemon. There's that next Dark Pulse, and that's going to be enough to take out Katie and me. I'm sorry, Katie and me is going to faint. on this day. So out comes Feathers, and this is pretty much the play of the match in my opinion. Feathers comes out just to bait the switch, because Feathers does actually outspeed Thunderous T. It's going to bait the switch into Shoddy P as Ellis double switches into Tiny Feet, the Gligar. And Shoddy P isn't really, you know, in a position to take an Earthquake. And there it is. Shoddy P is going to faint, so now Gearhart is down to his last Pokemon, Thunderous T. And Tiny Feet is out here kind of doing all kinds of work, really. So here's Linear, going to go for the Hidden Power Ice. And Tiny Feet is going to live because it's just ridiculous with the Eviolite. And there's the knockoff. We're going to see that this Thunderous T was wearing an Expert Belt this whole time. So Expert Belted Hidden Power Ice. It lived, you know, it lived. That's just like, ugh. Gligar is just stupid. So out comes Feathers now, who's going to go for the Head Smash. And that is going to take out Linear. It doesn't matter if it's Defeatist because Head Smash is a very powerful move. It's Stab and Linear is weak to it. So, you know, it's just going to faint. But there's the recoil damage. It's a double down, resulting in a 0-0 victory to Ellis. So that was an extremely close, extremely good game. So well done, you guys. You played amazingly. Really, really enjoyed that match. I really do hope you enjoyed that match as much as I did. Let me tell you, it's kind of weird commentating over a match that isn't yours, because you don't know their mentalities. So you just have to kind of go for it, you know? Yeah. But folks, I really, really do hope you enjoyed this game. Check back next week for more PCL. It's still going to be going on for a few more weeks. If you would like to join PCL, if you like the idea of becoming a Pokemon champion, then stay tuned for when this season ends. We'll be opening up a new draft for you to all come through. Everybody is welcome. You know? You're welcome to try. You're welcome to come through. Anyway, I've been rambling on long enough. I really do hope you enjoyed this battle. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you soon, my friends. Bye-bye!